Welcome back, everybody, to SFR for Season 16, Division 1, around here at the USA Grand Prix. My name is X Indigo, or Jamie, if you want to call me, and this track is providing some fantastic racing here in Texas, United States Grand Prix, and around COTA as well. We'll see what this track has to offer us tonight, as we should see some plenty of good battles like we saw in yesterday's race in Division 2 as well, and Division 3. And alongside me tonight is Owen Mansour. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. We're back again. 17 in the lobby tonight. I know there's a couple more people that's going to join. Yeah, we're in Texas this weekend. This week's American Grand Prix. Obviously, we've just had the American Grand Prix in Texas, so we kind of follow the calendar. Like we've got Mexico next week. So, yeah, no, expecting another good race. It was an amazing last two laps last week. I know it was quite a late safety car, but that was pretty close for the win. So, yeah, I'm expecting the same again tonight. Is Nico in the lobby? I don't think he is. I think he's a reserve. So, yeah, last week's winner is not in the division. But, yeah, championship at the top as well. Harry Kane and Laser is close between the two. Harry Kane did gain some advantage over Laser last week, but yeah, no, I'm expecting another close battle between these two guys.
We'll see indeed then, as we get our first people to do a run on the set-off compound tyres. So just try to spot who the first driver out there is. It's Langfeld. Here he is then in the Alpine, DRS enabled then as we kick off a flying lap around here and the 5.6 kilometer circuit as we head steep uphill into turn 1, breaking on the black box there, slow the car down. It is off camber into turn 1 here, as you can get the grip on the exit. There we go then, nice traction out of turn 2, there's Maggis and Beckett's X around here in turn 3, 4 and turn 5 before going into turn 6. Just a slight lift off there, which you can see some people like to dab on the brakes, but we flick it over to the left hand side to open up the corner as we go down towards turn 8 and turn 9. This can be very tricky indeed, very easy to lose the car here. And Langfeld already validates there, Owen.
Yeah, I don't actually know where he invalidated. I'm guessing at the exit of that S section. That is quite a difficult corner to not go wide there. But yeah, no, already invalidation. He looks like he's still going to be pushing for the lap. So obviously you do still get a delta once you complete a lap, even though you have invalidated. So he can work on that. So he wouldn't really mind that his banker lap is probably invalidated. Obviously, it was still another 15 odd minutes left to carry on with this session. So yeah, no, he's carrying on, getting that banker lap in. Obviously, like I said, he will have that delta to work with as well.
Lock up the rear brakes is Jensen going into turn 11. He is on the medium compound tyres, so I don't expect this time to be quick. Although in the past we've seen some blistering lap times on the mediums. That was at the Canadian Grand Prix and Baku when Marco literally went quickest on the medium compound tyres, but couldn't improve on the softs, which is quite funny because the softs are supposed to be quicker than the meds. And here is Jensen then on his banker, flicking it into turn 20. Just missed the apex there on turn 20. Now before we go into the final corner we go, and let's see what the benchmark is for the rest of the drivers to be. It's a 31.4. I'm expecting these guys to be in the 30s then, but that's a decent lap time on the mediums. F&R Simon,
mediums, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, is back. F&R Simon, who raced with us last season, is a 32.4, so he's disappointed, unfortunately. We're second off.
Crossfire Strikes 30.7, so I can't remember what the pole lap was last night. But yeah, I think he's already beaten that. It was a 31, low 31, I think it was the pole lap. So he's already passed that. So it's a 30.7 with Crossfire Strikes with Neymarig in P5, 32.9, and MDJ moving up to 4th with a 31.8. And Fireblaze as well, moving up to 2nd as well with a 30.8.
The pole lap time, for your information, Owen, is a 31.2 in Division 2. We've already beaten that by 6/10 already in this qualifying session here. So these drivers really opening the lap time here as Blue Rocket now makes his way towards the final two corners. Neymar, Mick, and Blue Rocket are in the Ferrari camp tonight as we go towards the final corner. We go on board with Blue Rocket there. Gets a bit of a tail happy at the exit of the corner. P3, that's not bad all considering. And he goes behind Fireblaze. Fireblaze, this is his second race this season. Took part far in Spain. He was fighting with his teammate, I think it was Nico at the time, but until he spun out by himself at turn 9 or turn 10, and that's what really cost him the race. But still finishes P6 on that occasion. What could it have been for him if he didn't make that spin or make contact with the driver in front? Drauger goes into P6 there in the Aston Martin ahead of Marco. Expect a lot from Marco, but he's currently in P7 with a 31.8, so I dare say that's not representative. He did miss a race back in the Spanish Grand Prix. Things didn't go well his way either at the Canadian Grand Prix when he picked up damage, but what could it be for the Slovakia driver here today? Lays up into P2.
Yeah, and Bear Remy, he's obviously doing well at the moment, and Harry Kane is giving him slipstream down this back straight for his first banker lap of the day. So that is some great slipstream right there for Bear Remy, as he's pretty much used up all of his ERS. He's locked up a little bit, but no harm really done. So now he is coming up towards sector number 3. So his lap at the moment will be a 1 minute. Oh, we've already gone past, sorry, the sector 2 line. I couldn't actually remember where that was. As we're going now on that long right-hander, I think it's one of the longest corners in F1 now. Obviously, it was Russia, but obviously we no longer go there. And then now it comes up to the final corner. Down to gear 3, 11% on his ERS, and it will be a 31.8 for his banker lap for Bear Remy, and I'm guessing Harry Kane will also be now starting his lap as well, and I'm expecting Bear Remy to do exactly the same to Harry Kane, giving that slipstream down the back straight.
Here we go, up into turn 1 we go, as we brake very hard the black box there, misses the inside curb there. He had a lot of momentum going into turn number 1, and couldn't slow the car down, and he locked up the front brakes too to go with it, as we now flick our way through this mighty, incredible first set to the car. Let's see how it responds. Looks like it's absolutely planted so far. The car adjusting well, ebbing and flowing as we take wide angles to get a better exit here as we go towards this turn 8 corner and turn 9, where we've seen a lot of people make mistakes, and Harry Kane at the exit of turn 9 had a massive wobble on too. As we go down towards turn 11 we go, another heavy braking zone. Very important to pick up the traction at the exit of turn 11 here, as now he picks up the slipstream and DRS from his own teammate, as DRS is enabled to get more extra kilometers an hour down this back straight. And let's see, the top speed is about 330 kilometers an hour as he pulls out of the way, braking on the 100-meter ball we go. A slight hesitation going into turn 11 there, but still made the corner nonetheless, and he cut the corner too to go into turn 11, because that's what you want to do. You want to really try and abuse that track limit as much as you can, because you can get away with it. Going down into turn 16 here, just kissing the apex there, back of the throttle, use the throttle to rotate the car before we head into this triple right-hander we go. The left front tyre will be absolutely screaming at this stage as we make our way now towards turn 20 and turn 21. Then in 5th gear, carrying all the speed through, using all the track on the outside too before we flicking our way into the final corner. DRS enabled, and let's see, it's only P5 for him.
Yeah, 31.2. Obviously, it's a banker lap time. There's already 4 people in that 30s. Blue Rocket also in the 30s as well, 30.9. As both of the Alpine drivers are also now on a lap. Lord Danny Boy has just started, of course, and Langfeld is coming at that hairpin. And now, obviously, onto that back straight. Doesn't look like the Alpines are working together like the Red Bulls did, but it looks like he is going to try and get some slipstream off that Sauber. I believe it might be Malnes. No, it won't be. It'll be Simon. So again, he cuts that little hairpin. You can do that. You'll get away with the track limits there. And again, probably one of the hardest sections in Sector 3. It's probably my favourite out of the whole track, out of the whole sectors. Sector 1 is probably not my strongest. So again, going through the right-hander, keeping to the right as much as he can. Tie away, don't even really need to worry about, so he can keep it to the right. Now coming up to the final corner, about 24% left on his ERS. Bit wobbly on the exit, and he does a 31.4, puts himself up to P6. So yeah, again, another good lap time from for Langfeld.
And Jensen on his second lap on the soft compound tyres, he has invalidated there, so we'll have to go back in the pit lane and put on a brand new set there. But 31.4 is quite handy on the medium compound tyres. Marco is making his way towards the finish line now as he sets off to go for a flying lap. The Aston Martin driver who missed last week's race, he's picked to 1 win and 3 podiums this season, already into P7 ahead of Pocket Valley Guy, as Pocket Valley Guy unfortunately is not here tonight. Right to stop, but Crossfire Strikes goes quickest with a 30.5, and that's another great lap time there indeed. I think Asaba has spun out of turn 9, and now Marco is 300s up in the first sector, purple first sector, as he really rides the curb there, which almost threw him off the track. As we head down now towards turn 11 we go, another heavy braking zone. Apparently the Sauber was still there. As we exit the hairpin at turn 11, very careful of the throttle there. It's very easy to lose traction, as the DRS will be enabled then, and we'll see what the top speed will be what the top speed will be for him. It's 222 kilometers an hour as we head down towards turn 12. The heavy braking zone, a slight look up on the entry there as he uses the curb on the outside just for support, and Marco is 7/10 quicker in this final sector, but that's still not enough to try and put him near the front row of the field then. So a lot more time to be found from him, and I think his last lap wasn't really representative of what he could do, so I think more time will be found in this last sector if he can keep it nice and tidy as we chuck the car in at high speed into turn 20, and now coming in towards the final corner we go. It's very easy to make a mistake here because your tyres will be hot, and DRS enabled, then he crossed the line, goes P2. Oh my goodness me, that was a fantastic lap.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, he was about 7/10 up on his lap in on that sector 3 line, sector 2 line, sorry, and it was about 7/10, which would have put him at the moment at 1-0 really, but he's improved by another 4/10 in sector 3, and obviously so he's improved about 1 about a second he's gained. So yeah, no, again another good lap, and he has still got time to do another lap if he wanted to.
30.5 being set by Marco across 5 strikes. 3/10 further back is Laser in P3, crucially ahead of his championship rival, which is Hurricane. Blue Rocket is on a lap time. Fireblaze is on a lap time. So let's keep an eye on the Williams driver. Williams had a 1-2 during the race, but unfortunately for Fireblaze, he made a big mistake and spun on turn 10, which cost him a potential double podium there for Williams, although Williams did pick up a double podium yesterday with Burmeister and Oliver. Here comes Fireblaze towards the line now. It's P3. Look at that. Marco and Fireblaze, the exact same lap time. Can you get any closer than that? The top 3 with a 30.5. That's just incredible indeed.
Fireblaze is going to be a bit annoyed with that, but yeah, obviously Marco set the lap time first, so he will get that position, but obviously we're still not, that wasn't his final lap, so he's still got another chance to improve if he wants to.
I'm on board with Blue Rocket there. He's chucking the car in the first sector, but unfortunately for him, he is down the first sector only by 1700s there as he exits turn 9, using all the chuck on the exit. The car is responding to his inputs as we make our way now towards the heavy braking zone. As you can see that he's using the engine braking there to rotate the car, sliding through to get a better exit. Sometimes that is the way to go, but it all depends if you can manage the slide, because if you can't, then obviously you'll end up losing a lot of traction. But for those who can pick up the throttle when needed to, that's when you gain the most time. Blue Rocket comes down towards turn 12 now, and let's see what the middle sector is for him. 1/10 down, so he has lost a bit more time in this middle sector. There is 4 minutes left to go on the clock here, so will Blue Rocket decide to go in the pit lane, or let's see what he does now, as he still continues his lap time. And despite being down, Blue Rocket's still going, but he's running out of fuel, so I think the best thing for him to do now is pit, because he's not going to improve either, and he's going to run out of fuel.
Half a second up. Jensen is currently half a second up. He's now in sector 3. Obviously, this is where we saw Marco done a blister in sector 3. He's currently doing a 31.449 now. So again, going through that right-hander, like I said, now pretty much it is. I think it's turn 12, 13, 14. No, it's be 18, 17, 16. So it's 3 turns in one pretty massive corner. Jensen now coming through the final corner, and he will do a 30.593. So the top 4 are now separated by under a 1/10 of a second. That's how close it is at the moment.
Can you believe what we're seeing here tonight? The top 4 on a track like this, full of twists and turns, heavy braking zones and long sweeping corners, 5.5 kilometers long, and yes, the top 4 are just under a 1/10 separating. That's just incredible to see all these drivers here being very talented and having almost the exact same lap time to a decimal point. So we've got a majority of people in the pit lane. We're just waiting for the top one to come out. We've got, I think, Crossfire Strikes is going for a lap time. So here he is then, Crossfire Strikes strikes. The man, I think, that took pole at the Canadian Grand Prix but couldn't convert it into a win, has a big lockup, a bit hesitant going into turn 1 there, so it might have cost him a little bit of time, but he continues downhill towards turn 2 as we make our way now to these fantastic corners, similar like towards Maggis and Beckett and Silverstone before we have a slight lift off through here. So usually in the last game, people had dab off the brake, but look at that! Just wheel spinning in 5th gear, trying to throw the car in, and it gained him a bit of time. He was 100s up, but that cost him. And he stood off his ERS, indicating that he knows that wasn't the best thing to do, so he's off.
Yeah, or he'll back up to 100%. So obviously he still has time to do another lap. I'm guessing he's saved fuel if he's backed off. He won't have time to come into the pits and then come back out again, like I said last week. The pit crew does take a while to get you in and get you back out again, so he hasn't got time to do that. I think Remy is on a lap though. He was obviously the second person behind Crossfire Strikes. And yeah, he's on a lap as he is using his ERS here.
Here he is, Remy exit turn 11.
Harry Kane giving him a slipstream.
Nice teamwork there for Red Bull, but Harry Kane is in P7, Remy's in P11, so not the qualifiers we expect from both Red Bulls as they make their way down this turn 12. The Constructors leaders, massive lead by 42 points, and Remy is 2 and a bit tenths up. This might put him, or maybe up into P10 because Drauga's 3 tenths ahead of him, so not looking good so far for Red Bull. They look like they're struggling on the back foot, but as we make our way now towards the triple right hand, can Remy do anything to recover his lap? Jensen in the pit lane, he's retired already, so he's not going to go for his last flying lap. The main contenders on the track are out there and ready to set the track alight. And here we go, then Remy makes his way towards the final corner. Let's see where the Red Bull driver could put it. P10 only, which is a massive shocker there for our championship contender leaders, and we'll see then how that has a consequence for the race, because crucially Laser is ahead of both Red Bulls and we've got all of them on a lap time now. Crossfire Strikes has invalidated at the exit of turn 9. He can't go any faster, so it's all down to Marco. It's all down to Fireblaze. Fireblaze is exiting turn 1 or just approaching it. Marco is a few hundreds down in the first sector, so he needs to find a time to be happy about as well. I think an Alpine has gone for a spin at turn 1 there. I see him stationary on the track, but we continue with the Aston Martin then, so Crossfire Strikes will be looking over his shoulder to see if anybody else can improve behind him. We've got Marco, we've got Fireblaze, we've got Laser, Blue Rocket potentially as well, as we stick on board with Marco going down his turn 12 there. Look at that, lovely cut in the corner as he's currently a 10th up. This 10th will put him on pole. The question is, can he keep his nerves intact? Can he keep it nice and clean in the final few stages of qualifying on this lap as he gets out of turn 16 very nicely before we head into the triple right-hander we go. Look at that, using an acute angle there, cutting, trying to make sure he minimise the distance as much as he can. As we make our way now towards turn 19, a bit hesitant on the exit there as we go towards turn 20. Laser's up the road and Laser stays in P5. Here comes Marco. Does he take pole? No, he doesn't. It's a 30.5.
He's improved.
He's improved, but it's not enough.
But, Fireblaze, he under his 10th of a second, but if he does a blistering sector 3, he could be on pole. This is the best chance now to take pole, but this pole position here for Fireblaze. So here he comes then, final corner, 24% on the battery. He's pretty much used all of his battery. What does he say? He does go pole with a 30.493.
Williams on pole once again, and this is looking really good for Williams, although we don't have Nico, unfortunately, in the second Williams there. We don't even have a second Williams, I don't believe, in the session, so it's all down to Fireblaze. He spun after the first safety car, after changed onto the soft compound tyres. His strategy was going well, but made contact with people and therefore was taken out of contention. But is this redemption for Fireblaze? He saw his teammate win, but now he wants a piece of the action as well, does Fireblaze. Great qualifying session. Crossfire Strikes up there once again in P2. Marco P3, Jensen 4, Blue Rocky P5. It's not been a good day for the championship contenders such as Harry Kane. Lays, I dare say, might be a bit disappointed with P6, and also Remy being shoved into 11th place there. So Red Bull have got to watch out because we've got some newcomers here and it could have an impact on the championship, Owen.
Yeah, it could be, but like I said earlier at the very start, Harry Kane and Laser are pretty much ahead of everyone by about 100 odd points or something like that. something ridiculous like that. So mathematically, everyone else is out of the championship apart from Harry Kane and Laser. But yeah, no, anything could happen. You can have really bad results in like the next 4 races, like I don't know, DNS the next 4 races, and then there you go. Everyone else is back into the championship fight again.
Here is the classifications then. So the Dutchman on pole here and the United States Grand Prix. Crossfire strikes in P2, although that might not be a bad place to start considering what happens going down to turn 1. Marco P3 ahead of Jensen R. Blue Rocket on his debut, we forgot to mention, in P5. Laser P6 rise in P7 ahead of Hurricane. MDJ 9th inside the top 10. Here comes Langfell in P10 ahead of Bear Emmy. Draugen, Melnus, Nordus, Lord Danny Boy, Simon, Neymar Ring, and Rising Star. Well, yeah, great pace in the Spanish Grand Prix. He did struggle in qualifying the Rising Star, but let's see what he could do in the race tonight. He's got plenty of opportunity to try and do something.
Yeah, I do believe he has a qualifying ban. I do believe so. That's why we didn't see him in qualifying. But yeah, it looks like another dry race again today. Obviously in Division 3 earlier this week on Monday we had a full wet race, literally a full wet race. It was wet tyres all race. So yeah, that was a long race for those guys. It was nearly on for an hour. And then obviously again yesterday is pretty much the exact same conditions that we are having today. But yeah, 18 drivers, which again another good attendance. But yeah, no, let's see who gets the win today. Obviously, Nico did last week. Nico is not here today. Harry Kane will be looking for, is it 9th or 10th? I can't remember.
Nice,
Jamie. The 9th win of the season. I don't think I have ever seen somebody to be that dominant in win rate wise in SFR before. Obviously, he's the defending champion as well. He's looking for his second Drivers' Championship in Division 1. Obviously, Laser currently takes the lead in championships. Obviously, he's already got 2 on his shoulder, and he'll be looking to try and extend that to 3 Drivers' Championships if he can do that. But obviously, Harry Kane is there. He is also the defending champion, so these 2 are also previous champions, so they know how to win. And yeah, no, I'm expecting a close battle with these 2, especially when they're really close on the grid today at P6 and P8.
I have spoken to Jensen in the party a few minutes before, and he said that his qualifying pace is great, but unfortunately he keeps losing in the race. Remember that at turn 4 where someone went side by side with him, he spun out by himself. He has to focus on the race pace because his qualifying is amazing, but the car I don't think is suited, or his driving style is not suited towards a long race pace. So that's something he needs to be working on. Same with Zenum, Alex Copo. It's a reoccurring for those guys, unfortunately, because we saw Zenum take pole, I think, yesterday, but
yes.
He ended up going backwards and spun twice.
Yeah, I think Xenon, by the looks of it, because I know he absolutely obliterated the field in qualifying, he was about 6/10 quicker than anyone else. Just from that, I could just tell he was on the time trial setup. It's just, yeah, I could tell from that. And then obviously it showed when he was about 5 laps into the race, he was really struggling. I was trying to get past him as soon as possible because he was trying to get in the way, really. But yeah, no, that's what happens when you have a time trial set up and everyone else has got a race set up. You're just going to lose time in the race. But I'm guessing he was trying something different because obviously we haven't seen much of Xenon or the Ferraris, let's say, at the front. But yeah, no, it's worth a shot to see what a time trial setup is like in race pace. Obviously, he's got nothing to lose as well, so why not?
We'll see then, as I think there's a 30-second rule before we could get ready up because they caught a few people out. Imagine Owen, that you get a qualifying ban because you forgot to ready up. I mean, you readied up too early, and that could cost you the championship. Imagine that. The reason why it cost you the championship because you readied up too early.
Yeah, obviously the guys that have been in SFR for years now, they know the rules. They don't never do it, and
you know the rules,
especially the ones that that normally do it are the ones that they race in another league, and you don't have to wait to ready up. So it's a bit like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna do it because it's just natural instinct. Let's say.
Hello, Brad
Sometimes
Scott.
you can forget what league you're in sometimes, and it does happen. It's only happened a couple of times, but when it does happen, it can cost you massively.
So yeah, sometimes I forget what the track is. But anyways, hello, Brad Scott, the top G, the man that won yesterday in Division 2. What a fantastic victory that was for you, the top G, after having great pace in the early stages of the mediums, then going towards the hards, which turned out to be a better tide towards the end as the mediums were reaching the cliff, and you were able to break away from the DRS there. But here are the lights then, which will signal the formation lap as the drivers get underway to prepare and warm their tyres. And let's have a look at the tyre strategy. So Owen, only got about 4 hard runners in the pack. The rest gone mediums.
Yeah, hang on, I need to get mine up as well. There we go. Oh yeah, wow. So yeah, I think last week it was more hard people starting on the hards than. I know exactly what I just said there. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I think last night we saw more people starting on the hards than there is mediums, but it's the opposite today. In my practice race, I could not get on with the mediums at all. I hated the mediums, and yeah, when I came into my race last night, I came onto the mediums. They felt better than they did in the practice session. Obviously, you're still learning the track and all that, but. Yeah, no, I think the hard compound tyres is definitely the race tyre. Once again, obviously that tyre can pretty much do the whole race. You do 14, no, you come in about lap 16 and they're still on 35% worn. So if you could take them all the way. But obviously with that one mandatory pit stop rule, you can't do that, of course.
Every time I have to medium compound tyres on, it always feels dreadful. In the early stages, the late stages, I never get comfortable with the mediums, but when I get hard on later, that's when I feel most comfortable. And because the tyres are just so durable on the hard compound tyre, you can take them a long way and they just won't wear. But on the mediums, it's completely different. So that's the struggle I have in the first stint when I'm on the medium compound tyres, because I'm just sliding everywhere. I have no feel for the car, but as soon as I get the hard on, that's when I have a massive grip as well. So let's see that. 4 people the hard compound tyres, 5 now, because I didn't catch Danny Boy down in P15. But let's see then as the drivers make their way towards the grid, ready for this race. Crank crossfire strikes, get up the inside of Fireblaze. Examples were made in 2015. Nico Rosberg got shoved out by Lewis Hamilton and he took the lead of the Grand Prix. Rosberg lost a few places. 2017, Sebastian Vettel overtook Lewis Hamilton. 2018, Kimi Raikkonen overtook Lewis Hamilton. And 2021, Max Verstappen got ahead of Lewis Hamilton and also going down there too. I think Max Verstappen got past Carlos Sainz, and Max Verstappen overtook Lando Norris as well this year into turn 1. So the inside line is preferred. Can Fireblaze get a good start? Sweep across to the left. We're about to find out anytime soon. And we are away for the USA Grand Prix. Top 2 get an even start, but can Crossfire strikes? No, he can't, because Fireblaze has him covered. Here comes the Haas now. Up the inside, it's turn 1 and 3 abreast there, with the Aston Martin having to back out of it, and the Ferrari going around the outside. Bit more contact. That's Laser and MDJ. 2 World Championship rivals there, making contact as we've got more people squabbling in the midfield here. There's Laser trying to stick his nose in on the inside. He stays at P8, but he's lost a place there towards Hurricane. The fast starting Hurricane on the hard compound tyres has boosted him up the order, and we'll see then how it helps his race. But have you seen anything further back there?
No, I was on board with Rising Star and all very clean. There was a bit of an Alpine losing the exit at turn 1, but yeah, no, all clean so far.
Here we are then, the top 3 close contention. Laser is back ahead of Hurricane. There's contact there. Hurricane's on the grass there. So I think they connected wheels. And through goes MDJ. He lost a place towards Laser after making contact with him. And now he's back ahead of those 2, which is crucial indeed. Here comes Laser now. Use a bit more battery than Hurricane. As we go down towards turn 12 we go. There's going to be any late lunges. I thought the Aston Martins having a look there, but thought wise to it. He's got the Nordus right behind as well. But he didn't really speak much about Nordus in qualifying. That's because he joined quite late. And and it's up into P11 just outside the top 10 there. Started in 14th, and here comes Langfeld up the inside into turn 15, but can't make it stick. As we've seen, the outside line at turn 15 is much better. We saw Lewis Hamilton try to go around the outside in turn 15-16 on Max Verstappen, but ended up going too wide, and that's what cost him the championship in USA, but won it in the next race in Mexico.
Yeah, so it's quite close at the top between Fireblaze and Firestrike. Fireblaze obviously getting that lead down to turn 1 for the previous lap, but you can't really pull away from these guys. Obviously, the top 8 are all on the same compound top tyres, so it's pure down to race pace. Obviously, even machinery in the league race. Yeah, so at the moment, top 8 medium compound tyres, Harry Kane on the hard compound tyres. All Harry Kane needs to do is to keep with these guys. The race will come to him, and these medium compound tyres will start to lose grip at around about lap 8, I would say.
Rise there, really playing with the track limits out of turn 9. Had a massive moment coming out of turn 9, which allows lasers to be all over the back of him. But yeah, I agree with you on that one. Harry Kane, if he can sit in the DRS, we've got a Ferrari spun down there at turn 9. That's where Zeno spun yesterday too. And here comes Laser now capitalising on the back of the Mercedes, who made a big mistake out of turn 9, and Laser goes through up into P6 he goes. So there's 3 cars in between him and his championship rival. And Langfeld and Crossfire strikes, and Fireblaze goes wheel to wheel into turn 12 we go. 13 is next, and let's see who will win in this battle. Fireblaze trying to go around the outside there. Blue Rocket is sitting patiently, and he's got the inside line into turn 15 we go, and he stays in front of Crossfire strikes. Great defending there, great attacking, and overall great racing. This is what you want to see. This is why I love this track so much.
Yeah, this track is really good for the for action and obviously attacking and defending, especially in sector 3 as well when you with those section of corners. But yeah, Crossfire strikes. We're going to try and make another move if you can down towards turn 1. DRS is again enabled for him. ERS as well. Obviously, I haven't got that on at the moment, but I think he might go for a move down to turn 1. Yes, he will. Obviously, Fireblaze will give him the space. Crossfire strikes will try and get the inside, but or Fireblaze will get the better exit and again keeps that P1 position towards the S's.
Great defending there for Fireblaze, staying P1, but the problem is there are a lot of people on the back of him with DRS if they stay in close contention, because I've seen people go from P1 to P3 or P4, lose a few places because they ain't got the DRS because everybody's bunched up and wants to pass each other. Blue Rocket is not waiting there. He's going to try and force him into overtaking as we go down towards turn 11. We go, look at all these cars just bunched up. As you can see, the Williams goes a bit wide out of turn 11 there, so which allow Crossfire strikes to be on the back of it. A safety car has been deployed. That's because the Ferrari spun. And Fireblaze has been saved. Now, I think it's a bit too early to pit, don't you think?
Yes, it's very early to pit. But okay. Like I said, the hards can go...
I'm going to toilet, mate. I'm going to go to the toilet.
Yep, no worries. But like I said earlier, the hards can go the whole race, but you are going to suffer with tyre wear at the end of the race. So the likes of Harry Kane, Dragon, Rising Star, Lord Danny Boy and Neymar already on our compound tyres. So I do expect them to stay out, apart from Neymar, of course. He's completely lost his front wing. But yeah, no, I'm expecting these guys to stay out. It should be only a short safety car. The only person really we'll have to wait for it is Neymar, of course, obviously with that new wing. But gives him an opportunity to just reset again, as we do have the Haas of Jensen coming into the pits. Lasers into the pits. Okay, so we do have actually 4 guys coming into the pits, so they would prefer the strategy over track position. And quite a lot of these guys actually come into the pits. So we got, who is it? We got Jensen, Marco, Laser, Malnes, Rise, Dragon, Bear Remy also, and Neymar, of course, as well. So that's nearly half of the field. Pretty much it is half of the field that has pitted then to go onto these hard compound tyres. Dragon on those medium compound tyres. I don't really expect him to go to the end. Same with Neymar as well. He's going to struggle with the tyre wear, especially when the tyre wear is going to be around 50% worn by about a lap. Well, by the time you do about 10 laps. But yeah, the likes of Jensen, Marco, Laser, Rise and Bear Remy, they can go to the end if they want to. Like I said, the tyre wear isn't as bad. Hard compound tyres are a good compound to be on. Definitely the racing tyre this week. As we barely see the soft compound tyres be used for a race strategy. Ever since they removed the what you call it, when the top 10 qualified on that tyre, you had to start on that tyre. Ever since that got removed, I think it was back in 21 or 22. I think it was 21. The medium hard, especially on this game, the medium hard tyre is definitely the strategy, especially in the 50% races now. So all we're just waiting for now is Neymar to catch up to the field. I think it will be in next lap, so we'll get underway again on lap number 6. So yeah, it's kind of, in a way, it has saved Fireblaze. Obviously, he was under quite some pressure for that lead of the race, but again, he can have a little bit of a reset. And obviously, like I said, the DRS is powerful on this game overall. So he'll need to think outside the box and see what he can do to try and break that 1 second as soon as possible, whether that's kind of trying to mess with Crossfire Strike a bit in the safety car restart. Obviously, it will be in this lap now, and the whole field has caught up. We'll have to wait and see, of course.
Hi, Owen.
Hello, mate. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. And yeah, so I didn't expect any of the top guys to pit, but we've seen a few people pit down there, which is Laser. Whoa, Laser's gone for the pit lane then, so he thinks he can take those hard towards the end.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm quite surprised that Laser has stopped, but yeah, like I said as well, the hard compound tyres can pretty much do the whole race. But yeah, he is going to struggle with tyre wear at the end of the race. So the likes of Harry Kane, when he goes onto those medium compound tyres, he will be quick and very quick. So yeah, one person to look out for is Harry Kane towards the end of the Grand Prix when he goes onto those medium compound tyres. Obviously, the Red Bull is also split strategy, as Bearamy has also stopped as well. But with Harry Kane, he had to really stay out because obviously he started on the hard compound tyres, so he didn't really have a choice really but to stay out. But to be honest, I don't think he would mind that much that he has to stay out. But as long as the likes of Laser and Marco, if they can keep up with the top guys, when obviously Harry Kane comes in, and I think it's about 20 seconds he lose, they should be okay. But Harry Kane is going to be on another level when he goes into the medium compound tyres.
Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap then, and we'll see the restart. Crossfire Strikes was in a position to overtake Fireblaze, but Fireblaze big saving grace there from the safety car coming out by the Ferrari down in P18. And we'll see then what happens in this next part of the race. You can see that Fireblaze will be under massive pressure like he was with the guys behind having DRS. You only get 1 lap to put the DRS. It's very difficult around here, especially with 2 DRS zones, but as you can see, the Aston Martin safety car is coming in. Effective safety car, and we'll see what happens on the safety car restart then. Sorry, so not to be rude, but I was trying to text somebody because someone sent me an important message, so I was trying to talk and text somebody at the same time. But yeah, I put my phone down now and we can get focused on the racing action. At the end of lap 5, head on to 6. The safety car is in at the end of the lap, and here comes Blue Rocket. No, he doesn't. He was looking to go left or right there. I think he's weaving left or right to say, don't overtake me just yet, wait for the DRS, and we'll stay where we are in the time being in P1 and P2 and P3. The RBM DJ, who had a massive wobble coming out of turn 1, sorry. He's in P4. What's a great drive so far by DJ. Capitalising from Harry Kane and Laser going side by side. Moved up 2 places there, but we know Harry Kane's on the hard compound tyres then, so expect him to be on the better mediums towards the end of this race as well. If he can stick with these guys, it will pay him dividends later on, being on the fresher tyres and being so close to them on the fresher tyres too. So watch out for him at the end of this race. But Dragon and BMA, the guys who pitted, Lord Daddy Boy has been overtaken by Jensen, and here comes Marco, who's also pitted. He goes goes up into P11 there ahead. And here comes Laser now, trying to take advantage. He gets a better exit on those hards against Danny Boy's older hard compound tyres, which is about only 3 lap difference. Not much of a difference there. But as we go side by side, it's a drag race all the way down to turn 12. Neither driver having DRS as the activated on the next lap. As we go down towards turn 12 we go. Laser stays in front of Danny Boy. That's a very important move there. Not to get stuck behind people on all the tyres and people he's not really ideally racing.
Yeah, so he, as he's saying, it was important that move for Laser. He seems a bit more aggressive compared to last week. He weren't really that aggressive enough, but today he seems a lot more aggressive, and this is important for Laser to stay with the likes of Marco and Jensen because they are also quick drivers, and as long as he is keeping with them, he should be okay.
So this strategy will work into these guys who pitted under the first safety car. It will work if it's a clean race from here to now. They don't want a safety car, the second safety car to come in because they know they'll be back on a level playing field. These guys are trying to go to the end. That's the only explanation. It's not going to be a two-stop. It's a one-stop strategy, and they just try to see if they can take their tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix. And if a second safety car comes out, that will cost them because they'll be back on the same tyres as the rest of them, and therefore be in a level playing field then. So I'm intrigued to know how the strategy is going to work. But first, they got to get rid of people on all the tyres. The next one is Simon in P10 there. As we go back to the lead of the Grand Prix, Crossfire Strikes is right behind Fireblaze, trying to overtake him 3 laps ago in the same place, but this time no safety car interference with the DRS enabled, and Crossfire Strikes will take the lead of the Grand Prix. Still searching for his first podium of the season, believe it or not. Marco's up into P10 ahead of Laser, who's defending from Simon, and Marco and Laser do a double overtake there and shuffle Simon backwards 2 places from P10 to P12 as we go towards the braking zone in D between these guys. Laser still putting pressure there on Marco. We've got Jensen now ahead of us. These 3 on the same compound and same tyre strategy. All 3 of them looking to go towards the end of the Grand Prix if a safety car does not come out. Jensen's currently 1.5 seconds away from the nearest pack, and the top 8 are in the DRS train amongst themselves as well. So if he can stay on the back of this DRS train, and when those guys go in the pit lane to go on the hards or mediums, they best hope that they have the pace towards the end to try and stay ahead of them.
Yeah, like I said earlier with Harry Kane, they're the ones that they've got to look out for. Obviously, when he goes onto those medium compound tyres, especially some of the guys on the hard compound tyres, where we see Langfeld and Rising Star having a little bit of a battle. Obviously, this is going to help Jensen and Marco to catch up a bit. They're actually not in DRS at the moment, as Rising Star has also just dropped out with the DRS on Noldus as well. Noldus up to P6 at the moment, having a clean race at the moment. Obviously, last week he hit that pit lane wall when he was actually coming into the pits, so he didn't actually finish once again last week. So again, he'll try and actually just get a race result finish here today for him. As again, Fireblaze and Crossfire Strikes and Blue Rocket all together. MDJ has also just bucked off from the DRS, so I think Harry Kane will also be trying to make that move on MDJ, which he does. Crossfire Strikes again. Moving down to P2. Blue Rocket as well, trying to make a little bit of a move on Crossfires, but that doesn't work. But Harry Kane up to P4 now with MDJ down to 5th. So Harry Kane will now be trying to catch up with the top 3.
So changes in the field there, the top 3 swapping places. Blue Rocket once again 3rd in the DRS train. He's tried to overtake both of them if he can, but you can see that Fireblaze has a massive swapper on going at the exit of turns 15. That's where Nico Rosberg had his little moment there, and it cost him the championship too, finished in P2 on that day, but he should have won the race after a fantastic race displayed by him. But Fireblaze is pushing his luck with track limits. He just went out wide at the exit of turn 19, and he might be on the fringes of getting a penalty there. But as we exit lap 9 to go on to lap 10, or at lap 8 to go on to lap 9, here we are down into turn 1 we go. Will Fireblaze make a move? No, he wouldn't. He will stay in second place for the time being. MDJ in P5 is 1 second outside of Harry Kane. Harry Kane's been released into P4, trying to catch these 3, and that'll be a massive headache indeed from those guys, with Harry Kane on the back of him with enjoyable tyres and have better tyres towards the end as well.
Yeah. It's important for Harry Kane to get into the DRS. I think this is also an important stage for Harry Kane to get in that DRS. Obviously, with these 3 guys, with their tyres going to start into wear away, obviously with the safety car coming out, that will help a little bit with their tyre wear. So probably about lap 10 now when their tyres really die off. But yeah, these 3 are really fighting hard at the moment. So yeah, like I said, this is going to help Harry Kane definitely. And Harry Kane's got to make sure he can stay out of a lot of trouble with Fireblaze and Crossfire Strikes Changing position again. Blue Rocket might have another look again, but no, again he doesn't make that look. And it's a bit like yesterday with Blue Rocket and myself. I just couldn't get past them because obviously with the DRS trait, it's very difficult to get past. But yeah, Blue Rocket is just there waiting for a mistake from these two.
Yeah, I also played the DRS tactic as well as Rise has gone for a spin. No, that's not him. It's Simon, I think, who had a bit of a spin. Laser's past Langfell. That's into turn 15, and Laser got through there on the exit. Very nice move indeed to put himself into P10, past the old hard medium compound tyre runner in P11. Marco and Laser have been so close in this race, but they know they've got to work together in this stage and fight later on. Don't lose too much time towards your rivals on all the tyres. They want to work together, make their way through. As we go up to turn 1, for the leaders then, Fireblaze this time has the DRS to the back across 5 strikes. Blue Rocket is trying to take advantage, but like you said, being stuck in that DRS train, got nowhere to go, and he really needs to try and force his way up there if he can, but it's so difficult. I did it myself. I wanted the podium. I wasn't going for the race win because the guy was quicker and I had better tyres than me. So what I did in that league is I stayed in his DRS, did not threaten him, did not attack him, did not waste any tyre life, and I just stayed there and did not allow the guys behind me to overtake. And that was my strategy to win. Sometimes you've got to use the DRS to your advantage and try and keep the guy behind rather than attacking with the DRS.
Jensen is going for a move on Rising Star and gets that move done on that McLaren driver. We've got another yellow flag in Sector 3. There's 2 drivers off it. That was Malnus and Neymar. Jensen going to make a move on MDJ. MDJ is kind of struggling a bit, so that's Jensen probably up another position. Marco is also having a look on Rising Star as well. And they both move up 1 position by the looks of it, but Jensen is actually still fighting MDJ on that inside. We've got another yellow flag for Neymar, and Jensen is up. MDJ loses the back end. It gives Marco the opportunity to get that move done. Rising Star has let Laser through. Now Laser is going to try and go all the way around the outside of MDJ. Now this is going to be a good move, but no, obviously you can't do that. We saw that in real F1 before, but you can't do that. Make that same again.
Only Sebastian Vettel could pull it off when he went around the outside of Magnussen. And MDJ spins! He's lost the car! And he's in the war now. Will that cause a VSC or a safety car? No, he gets going on the track once again. Harry Kane is ahead of Blue Rocket. They're going side by side. Blue Rocket gets a rocket out of an exit. He puts himself back into P3. Harry Kane tries to go down the inside, but Rocket had better traction and was able to keep P3. That was very close there for Rocket to lose 3rd place. The top 4 in contention under a second with all of each other, but the difference is Harry Kane's on better tyres, I dare say, on the hards, because the mediums surely will start to come to an end of their peak. What is the best strategy, Owen? I'm not quite sure what these guys are going to do.
At this stage, with Jensen and Marco and Laser, it's probably best for them to stay out, because look at Jensen. He is now 2.5 seconds behind Harry Kane. Harry Kane obviously still needs the pit as well. The top 4 still needs the pit. And you lose about 20 seconds. It all depends on their pace, as Blue Rocket guy is finally going to try and make an overtake on one of the top 2, and obviously it is Fireblaze. It's important. They both make contact. They've nearly spun. It's going to have Harry Kane the opportunity to go around the outside of Fireblaze. Fireblaze gets the inside and gets that move defense, but is Harry Kane going to go for a move dive bomb? No, he will not. So he stays behind on P4, but again it gives Jensen the opportunity to pull Harry Kane a little bit more in towards him, as Harry Kane again really close on the back of Fireblaze. Fireblaze now comes into the pits.
Similar situation with Yuki Tsunoda and Nico Hulkenberg when they went side by side. Hulkenberg got himself a track limit warning despite Tsunoda pushing him off the track. They really need to review the track limit warnings around here, because sometimes you can get absolutely ridiculous warnings when you're side by side with somebody and you get a track limit warning because you got forced off the track as well. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, I dare say it was hard but fair racing, but the only problem is about that one is the stewards. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the drivers. It's pure racing, what we want to see. But yeah, that was very touch and go there for Blue Rocket and Fireblaze. So Fireblaze pitted, the first one to pit in this pack. He's rejoined down to P15. We're behind Noldus in 14th. He's also pitted as well on the lap ago. And
so, Noldus is ahead of Fireblaze, so that's important as well. Obviously Fireblaze was about 5 seconds ahead of Noldus, so even the undercut is strong around here as well.
Yeah, it is indeed. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, good point there. Nordis is up into P14. I don't think he was involved in this battle at all, was he, towards the top end of the
No,
field?
he
But
was
he's
not, no.
managed to undercut Fireplace by a margin. That's 2.2. We saw that on Max
Laser.
Verstappen, and here comes Laser now up into P6. He goes ahead of Marco. We saw Nico Hulk, Kevin Magnussen as Drauken overtakes Langfell, puts himself into P8. The returning Aston Martin driver after a few races off. Bear remember he's now ahead of the Mercedes of Rise as he tries to go side by side. Gives Portsmouth off the track there as he's trying to go back down the inside. Where is he? He lets him go, so he knows that's his fault by forcing off the track. Doesn't want to be involved in the stewards, gives the place back, and we'll try again later, he says. But yeah, Magnussen and Gasly. So when Magnussen pitted, had a massive undercut there and gained about 4 seconds as well. I'm not quite sure how he did that in one lap. But into pit lane comes Crossfire Strikes to get rid of the medium compound tyres, so Blue Rocket is left.
Yeah, so this would be a little bit more easier for Harry Kane to get that move done on Blue Rocket guy. Blue Rocket. I'm pretty sure his name was Blue Rocket guy before or something like that. Anyway, Harry Kane. Something like that. Maybe that's what I'm getting confused with. But yeah, Blue Rocket will now not get that DRS, which will give Harry Kane the opportunity to finally get that move done. I think at this stage, the hard compound tyres compared to the old medium compound tyres will definitely be better. 1.9, 1.8 seconds, 1.7 seconds is now the gap between Jensen and Harry Kane. Laser also staying with Jensen. That is also important. I can see these two, if they do stay out, be battling for the win. But again, it just all depends on Kane's pace when he does obviously come into that pit lane to go into the medium compound tyres. He won't be doing that for at least another couple of laps. And Harry Kane not really that close to Blue Rocket as Laser gets that move done on Jensen. These two pace at the moment are looking very similar, and Jensen's actually backed off there a little bit, and Marco is going to go through as well, maybe. Jensen has that inside line. Marco's going to try and do the over and under on him, but that don't work. But yeah, these three guys are looking very similar on pace at the moment.
Yeah, so what happened to Jensen was he lost the car at the exit of turn 12, hence why he dropped back towards Laser, and Marco was able to put a threat on him. We've seen it plenty of times where the back end of Jensen's always steps out, and that's his problem in terms of long race pace as well. Good qualifying pace, but the setup is not tweaked towards qualifying and the race as well, hence why he struggles. More people pitting as we get up the hill towards turn number 1 here. Marco's a bit too far back because Laser got the DRS. Jensen got the DRS on the back of Laser. Marco goes a bit deep to turn 1. But I'm intrigued by Fireblaze, so I think he had a problem in the pit lane. He had a problem in the pit lane for sure. So that's the low Grand Prix, but I'm not quite sure. You go. Sorry.
I was looking at that as well. I was like, hang on a minute. Crossfire Strikes is about 6 seconds ahead of Fireblaze, so surely Fireblaze must have made a mistake to sat somewhere in the pit lane, obviously on his outlap, I'm maybe guessing. So obviously now that's why Nordis is also ahead of Fireblaze as well. So that win potentially might have blown. Obviously he's already about 20 seconds off the lead. I can actually tell you 21.3 seconds off the lead Fireblaze is, where Crossfire Strikes it's only 14.7 off.
So what happened? Jensen's ahead of Laser going down into turn at number 12. They're going side by side. Will Jensen try and go back up the inside of Laser? No, he won't. They're going side by side there, fighting with traction. Marco's right behind too, ready to pick up the pieces if these two make contact, but Jensen stays ahead of Laser for the time being. I'm surprised they're fighting this much because they wouldn't be swapping DRS to try and catch Harry Kane and Blue Rocket. They know they've got people on newer tyres coming at them towards the end of the Grand Prix too. There is 14 laps left to go. We're at the halfway point now. How Blue Rocket is in the pit lane. Harry Kane extends, obviously, because he wants to have the best life towards the end of the medium compound tyres. If he pits now, it might bite him back in the later, because the medium compound tyres are not really a good tyre around here. As we go up towards turn 1 we go. But yeah, when you were talking about, I'm not quite sure what you were talking about, but you talk about a battle, and I was looking at the gap between Fireblaze and Blue Rocket. No, sorry about that. Who was it? Fireblaze and Crossfire Strikes, yeah. I looked at that, I think there's no way that undercut's too powerful, the overcut's powerful. So I thought to myself, he must have been a mistake. I saw him go in the pit lane, I watched him go in the pit lane, entry. Nothing wrong there. So he must have made a big mistake on his outlap.
Yeah, so Blue Rocket has also, I keep saying Blue Rocket guy for some reason. Blue Rocket has come out of pit lane 5.5 seconds off Crossfire Strikes. Obviously he's on 2 lap newer fresher tyres. It might help a little bit, but Noldus is all over the back of him as well. Fireblaze is losing on Lord Danny Boy as well, so he might be struggling on these hard compound tyres. Not suited to this, as Crossfire Strikes also gets past Bear Remy now. Bear Remy, he's also another one that can go to the end. Dragon, I'm not expecting him to go to the end. 11 lap hold, medium compound tyres, so his tyre will be starting to scream a little bit for him. So Dragon, he's probably going to go on another set of medium compound tyres to the end here. So Crossfire Strikes is at the moment their closest competitors for obviously the likes of Jensen, Laser and Marco. I don't know what the gap is at the moment. I would say probably around 9-10 seconds, so they're not really losing a lot of time in the pit lane. So yeah, this is definitely going to be close at the end.
Crossfire Strike sets fast up at the Grand Prix. He's chasing after the people who pitted under the safety car. He's going to be the hunter towards the end of the Grand Prix. The question is, does he have the pace or does he have the laps to do it? As the guys who stayed out there, who pitted under a safety car, are trying to go towards the end. It's possible, but with the tyre deficit by that Crossfire Strikes has, we're able to close them down. The gap is 10.5 seconds in about 12 laps time. I'm not quite sure. It depends how bad these hard runners get, but let's say if it is an uninterrupted race.
Contenders.
Here comes Laser now. They're completely a different race because Hurricane does not. He needs to pit again. Hurricane's forcing him all the way to the left hand side. Better straight line speed, bit of contact there from McLaren and the Red Bull as we go down towards turn. Oh, Hurricane there, late braking, goes off the track, had a massive twitch as well on the exit. And here comes Jensen now around the outside, ready to capitalise on him. And Marco and Desi will do the same thing. Hurricane's yet to pit in this Grand Prix. He has to pit because he hasn't chosen a different tyre compound or made one pit stop yet. So Hurricane will be pitting very shortly and we'll see where he'll end up in comparison to the rest of his rivals. But Crossfire Strikes sort of gained a second on this lap, but the gap is 9.3 now, so a second a lap is handy, but can he catch up to the people that pitted under the first safety car? We'll see what the better strategy is. Hurricane is in the pit lane to get rid of his hard compound tyres. The fight is on, guys. Oh wait, I can't wait.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a close fight. I'm expecting obviously Crossfire Strikes will be in this battle, so that's 4 cars. Harry Kane should be there at the end as well. Maybe even Bear Remy. Obviously Bear Remy is not too far behind as well. Obviously this is dependent on if they pick Rising Star, of course, has still got a pit. He's on 16 lap old hard compound tyres. At the moment he's having a bit of a quiet race. Obviously he got overtaken by Jetson, Laser and Marco earlier on. But Harry Kane has come out in 11th place, 4 seconds behind Fireblaze.
It's doable to catch Fireblaze. Fireblaze, who had a big mistake on his outlap, that's why he's down there in P10, not with the rest of the contenders. For those wondering what happened to Fireblaze, the man that was leading this Grand Prix until something happened after the pit stops. Not quite sure if he came out the pits, made contact with somebody, or spun the car around. We'll have to watch it back because I have no idea how he did it. But he's right behind Nordus then, who undercuts him, and he's 5 tenths behind as well. The gap was about 2.2 between Nordus and Fireblaze. So Fireblaze is catching, and he overtakes Nordus there.
Oh,
and
Marco spun!
What?
Marco has spun! He is spun out of the exit of that hairpin at the back straight. He is falling right down the order. P5, maybe contact with Jensen. I'm not 100% sure, but he's pretty much out of this race win now. Probably out of that podium as well. Well, definitely out of the podium. He's dropped down to P8. Fireblaze right behind him. Fireblaze is obviously going to go around the outside. Yeah, that's it. His race pretty much over for at least podium and win-wise.
Bear Remy almost doing a Nico Rosberg there, losing the car at the entry towards 16. Not quite sure how we managed that one. As we make our way now towards turn 19, Blue Rocket is up to P5. The gap between him and Crossfire Strikes. The undercut is really powerful because before the pit stops, Crossfire Strikes and Rising Star were together. And now because of that 1 lap difference or 2 lap difference been split up, Crossfire Strikes is free to chase after the top 2. The gap is 7 seconds. Can Crossfire Strikes hunt down the top 2 like Valtteri Bottas did when his teammate Lewis Hamilton did a 1 stop, Bottas did a 2 stop, and Bottas was the one hunting him down towards the end of the Grand Prix. Got him, but with 10 laps left to go, can Crossfire Strikes A, get his first podium of the season, and B, get his first win of the season? Almost got it back at the Spanish Grand Prix, but Keenan Albarak was the man that took it away. He's constantly gaining time on those two. I know Jensen and Laser on the party together because I was there before the lobby started, so I wonder if they know that Crossfire Strikes is on the horizon, and these two just trying to work together before the end of the Grand Prix. But I dare say Crossfire Strikes will catch him.
Yes, 100%. Obviously, it's about 7 seconds at the moment. But Harry Kane, he's currently 17.7 seconds behind this leading pack. So at the moment, there's about 9-10 laps left of this race. So if he wants to get this win, Harry Kane has got to pull about 2 seconds a lap to catch up and obviously overtake as well. So he's got a big task on his hand, obviously, Harry Kane. But yeah, let's see what he can do.
He has indeed, down in P10, got multiple cars to overtake. These guys will be pitting, so all the overtakes will have to be done on track. Has his strategy from hards to mediums worked? I'm not quite sure, because it came out too early for the hard runner there. As we can see that the Red Bull is causing this DRS train of Bear Remy, that's his teammate, causing this train, and rides on the back of him. These two on the old hardcore power tyres. These guys are pitted under the first safety car. Here we go, 3 abreast of the straight. Fireblaze is looking to take both of them on, but he tucks in. He's not able to make a move there, but maybe on Bear Remy. As we go towards turn 1 we go. Bear Remy now shuffled into P7 and Fireblaze is up into P6, but not yet because Bear Remy is clinging on to the rear end of that Williams there, but he's surely got to back out now, which he does do, and Nolan has got to watch out too to adapt to his speed into the corner, because that could have been a mighty shunt indeed. But Crossfire Strikes, the gap is 5.1 seconds already. The gap was like 6.4 a lap ago, now it's 5.2, so he's definitely gaining a rate of knots, and there's no question that he'll catch up or not. And you can see that Nolan is now, and Laser Jensen scrapping away. Jensen's ahead of Laser, and these two know they're being hunted down by P3 behind. Harry Kane has overtaken Marco. There's a multi-car scrap going on there. We've got cars absolutely everywhere on the circuit there, with the Rise and the Red Bull going side by side. That's Fireblaze overtaking Rise. Nordis is there too in the midfield with Harry Kane, and there's his teammate. Oh, it's a late lunge there as Bear Remy was early on the brakes there to allow his teammate through, and here comes Marco now, and Rise has lost the place towards his teammate. I presume that's teamwork between those two. Harry Kane made contact with the Mercedes, and here comes Bear Remy again. Here comes Marco now. Up into P16 we go. Turn 16, sorry, and Bear Remy's defending there for Marco. Harry Kane once again have to do the hard work to overtake him. Around the outside he goes on the mid-compound tyres, and surely his teammate will let him through again, because he knows he's got a better pace and better tyres, so I presume an easy overtake at the exit of turn 1 there. But what carnage we saw going on down there. Harry Kane side by side with his teammate, but Marco is there too, so might want to get interested in the back of these two. Rising Star has set the fast up to Grand Prix down there in P11, but he always got a 3-second tablet too. But the gap's 4.2 now between second and third.
Yeah, and the gap between the leader and Harry Kane, 16.2 seconds. Obviously, Harry Kane was all stuck behind that battle, which obviously he's lost. Well, he's gained a second, but he's pretty much lost probably 2 seconds as well. Obviously, he's on a faster tyre at this stage of the race, but at this rate, I can't see Harry Kane catching the field or catching to the top of catching up to Laser and Jensen at the moment. But Laser and Jensen, all they need to do at the moment is just trade DRS, not fight, just trade DRS, and then obviously Crossfire Strikes, depending on their pace. Obviously Crossfire Strikes is gaining about a second at the moment, but at the moment this is all Laser and Jensen can do. Just trade DRS as Jensen loses the back end there, as you saw there. But yeah, no, it's now down to 4 seconds, so I'm expecting Crossfire Strikes to be in this battle very soon, as Rising Star now gets past Bear Remy as well. Bear Remy may have made a little bit of a mistake, as Rising Star is all on the back of Marco. Obviously 2-lap old medium compound tyres, so again he's Rising Star also trying to gain positions for that McLaren team. Obviously they're in that tight constructors fight as well with Red Bull.
They are indeed, but Laser crucially P2, maybe P3 towards the end, depending if you can overtake Jensen towards the latter stages, because Crossfire Strikes will get him easily on no hard compound tyres. Rising Star up into P8. Great pace again from Rising Star. He was in the Ferrari last week, and here comes Dragon on Rise. He puts himself up into P11, but Crossfire Strikes is going for his first podium, first win of the season. Jensen is trying to go for his first podium, first win of the season. Laser is going for his first win since the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a race that was too, because he was out the equation until he put the hot intermediates on, and it came to him towards the last stage of them DJ on the podium too.
That's his only win as well, Laser. Obviously, he's only in this championship fight at the moment. Obviously, I think Harry Kane has missed a couple of races, but obviously Laser has been on a podium streak, as we saw at the start of the season. I think it was like First 9 races he was on 8 podiums. Obviously he DNF'd in Saudi Arabia when we was running that simulation damage, but apart from that, he had a podium at pretty much every single race. So that consistency definitely is helping towards the end of the season now.
It is indeed, and King Laser capitalised off that. He won the season 14 championship, but got beaten by Hurricane in season 15. But his close championship rival is down in P7 now, looking to take on Fireblaze on the hard compound tyres, and maybe Nordus. I think P5 is where Hurricane can get the max for him, and we'll see then how it affects the championship. But Crossfire Strikes is right there in P3. You can see the top two going towards turn 1. He's 2.6 away with 6 laps left to go, with Jetson and Laser there squabbling it over for P1. Crossfire Strikes will be involved too, and Fireblaze has overtaken Nordus as we head up towards turn 1 we go. Great overtake indeed. We're seeing overtaking absolutely everywhere on this track as Dragon has got past his teammate too. He puts himself into P9. Marco's spin has cost him a podium, or good points in fact, because we know that Crossfire Strikes would have got Marco anyway. But yeah, Marco unfortunately having that spin. It's a shame because it happened at the Canadian Grand Prix where he lost his end plate running up there, and that's what cost him as well on his last race, because I think he missed the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah, Marco, he has brilliant pace at times, but again, his mistakes are costing him a little bit. Obviously, we have seen him. I think he did well on his debut. I can't remember exactly where he finished, but he had a brilliant debut race in SFR. We've got a 3-way battle at the moment between Bear Remy, Rise and Langfell, all going nearly 3 abreast. Bear Remy not having the race he wants. Harry Kane and Fireblaze both going side by side. Obviously 5 lap old medium compound tyres compared to 10 lap old hard compound tyres, so Harry Kane's tyres will be in better condition. Down the inside he goes on Fireblaze. Fireblaze should get the better exit, and now has that inside line. Good defending there from Fireblaze.
Great indeed, but how long can he keep Hurricane behind? That's the question there for himself, and Nordus there too in P5. But yeah, Marco's first race was at the Dutch GP. He took pole and he won the race, and that's his only win of the season. He should have got 2, I dare say, in Monza, because he's driven a beautiful race in Monza, got ahead of his rivals on all the tyres, and left Hurricane behind, but unfortunately got caught going to AI under a safety car. So all that hard work in that race undone by a small mistake. And after that, at the Imola Grand Prix, we got spun around by Pocket Valley Guy in turn 2. Marco and Pocket Valley Guy both made their debuts back at the Dutch GP. He has picked up a few podiums now and then, but Hurricane's beats him over the course of those races too. Didn't start in Monaco, made a massive mistake in Canada, and did not start in Spain as well. So Marco is a really quick driver, but unfortunately he's only got 1 win, which I thought he had more. But obviously that race we got taken away from him, and Hurricane was able to claim a win off the track like he did. And here comes Jensen now on the back of Laser, puts himself into first place. Crossfire Strikes is almost there. Oh, look at this battle going on. Fireblaze has overtaken Nordus. Nordus has been swamped there. Here comes Harry Kane up the inside. Wheel banging with the Williams driver, going down into turn 12. And Fireblaze has concealed there. Try and keep Nordus right behind.
Harry Kane has made a double, got past Nordus at some point at that lap as well. He was behind Fireblaze, both Fireblaze and Nordus at some point in the lap. So I think Nordus has maybe made a little bit of a mistake, unless they both got past at the same time down at back straight. Obviously, it's a long back straight, but yeah, that's been important there for Harry Kane, and now he's got to try and break that DRS off of Fireblaze. Hurricane's tyres will be starting to come off now, and Crossfire Strikes has got past Laser. That's important. Crossfire Strikes past Laser. His next target is Jensen, and then he will need to try and pull away as well.
In the final 2 corners, Crossfire, Jensen and Laser were struggling so much with traction. Laser could barely get out of the final corner without losing the rear end, and Crossfire Strikes overtook him in the final corner, put himself into P2. He didn't even need the DRS there. So this tyre advantage, this massive offset is really helping Crossfire Strikes. I thought the guy advantage if another safety car didn't come out, and it looks like they were for the time being, but Crossfire Strikes got the pace. They've got to watch out for Blue Rocket, because Laser could still lose a podium there towards Blue Rocket on his debut here at SFR. Now Crossfire Strikes is in a position to overtake Jensen for P1. Jensen for P1, side by side, and Crossfire Strikes takes the lead of the Grand Prix after suffering difficult races in Canada and in Spain. He's up there now in P1, and surely this should go his way towards the Grand Prix. Nothing could go wrong for him for Crossfire Strikes unless he picks himself up as 3 seconds penalty, but with that, you should have the tyre advantage to try and pull away anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what Dan said earlier on in the chat. He said it would be a nightmare if Crossfire Strikes gets a corner cut penalty now. Definitely would be. Obviously, I think he has got the pace though to maybe pull that 3-second mark. Obviously, we don't need to really talk about that at the moment because he hasn't actually got one. But Blue Rocket 2.7 seconds off the lead. That is obviously I've still got that on leader, so he is 1.4 seconds off Laser now. So yeah, they've now got to concentrate on Blue Rocket, Laser and Jensen. Obviously they've got to also make sure to stay in the DRS or Crossfire Strikes to maybe just help them a little bit to pull away from Blue Rocket, because DRS is powerful around here. Obviously now 1.7, so yeah, obviously he's lost about 2/10 there, Blue Rocket, obviously in that one straight. So yeah, definitely important with DRS, as long as they can stay with the DRS of Crossfire Strikes. As Harry Kane looks like he is starting to struggle a little bit on these compound tyres, as he can't really pull away from Fireblaze or Noldus. So Fireblaze and Noldus will probably trying to get a move on them before they end the race as well.
Mediums to hards was the way to go, as Laser gets all the back of Jensen R into turn number 11. That was as the DRS is enabled, but Jensen has the DRS the same on Crossfire Strikes, and these two are fighting for a podium in the party together, working together, but only one could be on the podium, because I dare say Blue Rocket will have the entire advantage when he finally catches up as we go down towards turn 12. Can Jensen stay in the DRS range of Crossfire Strikes? Here comes Fireblaze. He's overtaken Harry Kane, like you said, struggling on their medium compound tyres. They've got Noldus on the back of him. This is good news for Laser. Yeah, good news for Laser if Harry Kane's struggling, because he gets dropping backwards as well.
Yeah, definitely. I know that for third place you get 20 points, and then fourth place is 18 points, and the fifth is maybe 16, and the sixth is 14. We've got a yellow flag. Who is that? That's Wise is out, and we've got a safety car. That's massive.
I think the top three have been massively disadvantaged. Oh no!
That's massive.
What a
the safety car's come out as well.
I saw that.
Yeah, everyone else is pitting as well. That is. Behremi's got a drive through. Oh no, that's going to be a disaster for the top four. So Laser, even though he's had brilliant luck with late safety cars, it really hasn't gone his way today. And now they've got to try and keep these guys behind, because they are going, as you can see, onto brand new soft compound tyres, and they are about 2 seconds a lap quicker than these guys are on the old medium and the old hard compound tyres. So yeah, Nolder's gone on to medium compound tyres. I'm guessing his tyres, he's got no soft compound tyres available, but with it being lap 26, I'm expecting the safety car to be in straight away in this lap.
But can those guys catch up though? I think the guys from P5, P6, P7 can. Dragon hasn't pitted, he's opted to stay out there going for track position, but these guys are so lucky that the safety car didn't come out at lap 21 at that same area, otherwise we'd be massively under pressure. They're lucky that they got 1 or 2 laps left to try and stay in first place.
Retired as well. I missed that. Beremy has also retired. MDJ has also stayed out as well on those 14-lap old hard compound tyres, so I don't think he will catch up. That's why he's
rotten luck
MDJ.
there.
But yeah, this is going to be one chaotic end to this Grand Prix, just like we saw in Spain. And as we can see, safety car is in.
Right, so 2 laps of race selection left against people on old hard compound tyres versus new soft runners. Can Fireblaze be the one to win the Grand Prix? Remember what happened to him at the exit of his first pit stop, where, I don't know, he must have spun or something to make contact with somebody, and that's why he was so far back. But this time, he could be the chance to win this Grand Prix.
This reminds me a little bit of Abu Dhabi 2021. A little bit, in a way, especially with Harry Kane and Laser. Harry Kane has got to get a move on to get his championship rival, and again gain more points on him. But yeah, this reminds me a little bit of Abu Dhabi 2021.
Rise caused a safety car on that occasion, and the top 4 would have been furious because they went past the pit lane entry, and the safety car came out immediately and they weren't able to pit. Here we go then, lap 27, 2 laps left of racing. The main person to watch is Fireblaze in P6, but can he make a move immediately? He's got to dispatch this car quickly. Is he daring on the brakes? Here comes Blue Rocket up the inside of Laser, going side by side of the corner. Laser has the outside line, better traction. He stays in P3. That's very crucial for him to try and stay on the podium there and Dragon's on the back of him too, with Fireblaze on the brand new set of soft compound tyres. He has to overtake these guys immediately. Can't afford to be stuck behind people on all the tyres because Fireblaze made contact there on the back of the Aston Martin as he's been a bit too impatient. Blue Rocket has got a 3-second time penalty there. Unfortunately for him, he's still pressurising Laser as they go side by side. And here comes the Aston Martin Dragon now, looking to take advantage on Laser. This is a battle for the podium here. Laser on those old hard compound tyres has got no grip whatsoever. That's rotten luck for the championship contender in P2. The safety car came at the wrong possible time. There is no DRS on this straight. Here comes Fireblaze. Here comes the championship rival. As we go down towards turn 12 we go. Hurricane side by side in the braking zone. Slight contact with the Red Bull. And now he puts himself into P6. Laser is dropping backwards like a stone. He's down in 7th place there. 8th place now with his teammate on Rising Star all over the back of him there. And here comes on the inside, that's Fireblaze. Up the inside there of Dragon, he puts himself into P4 ahead of the Aston Martin. The chance of a podium still on, but there's one more lap left to go. Can he get the race win? It's a bit of a far-fetched because it's difficult to try and overtake those two in front of him to get the race win.
That is just rotten luck massively there for Laser. He's lost about 7 positions in 1 lap, all the way down in P11. Oh, that's so unlucky there for Laser. Harry Kane up to P5 now, gaining points on Laser quite big as well. Noldus is up to P6. Watch out for Noldus. He could be on for his first podium of the season. Obviously, he's on new medium compound tyres, so he's got to even concentrate of Rising Star and Marco behind him. Obviously, they've got 3-second penalties, so Noldus has got to make sure he doesn't pick up a 3-second. But this is the final lap of the Grand Prix, so Fireblaze and Harry Kane is going to be all up for this win if they can.
And Blue Rocket has a 3-second penalty, so we know he's not going to be in the podium. But who will get that 3rd place spot? Fireblaze or Hurricane? Look at that, goes deep in the braking zone. Does Jensen allows Blue Rocket to go side by side with him and keep an eye on Fireblaze because it might take both of them on. Here we are then with the DRS enabled. Here comes Rocket Blue. Here comes Fireblaze. Side by side, Jensen's in the middle, and he has to get pushed into P4 as Fireblaze and Crossfire go side by side into turn 12 we go. Fireblaze lays the brakes up into P2, but there's a race lead in front of him. It's a bit too late now to try and do that. Here comes Harry Kane around the outside. This is a battle for the podium. Harry Kane goes around the outside. Look at that contact as Jensen spun the car. He's made contact with Jensen. It's Noldus as well. Noldus gets a 3-second time penalty there. They went 3 abreast, and now Harry Kane will be the one to take a podium as well. Jensen, after looking at the podium for certainty, unfortunately his podium chances are gone now. Same with Laser. This is Crossfire Strikes though in the RB. Took pole in the last few races. Couldn't convert it to a win. But here comes Crossfire. He wins by 2/10 ahead of Fireblaze. Fireblaze needed one more lap. He spent too much of it time to be stuck behind those guys on all the tyres way too long. Fireblaze gets his first podium. Harry Kane up into P3 unexpectedly as well. But what a race that was. Langfell into P5. Wow. Rising Star P6 from start to the back of the field. Wow, the safety car really plays into your hands in maybe one stage of the race, but in the second stage it'll backfire on you, and that's exactly what happened there to Laser.
Really, he's going to be so annoyed with when the safety car came out, especially when they've just missed the pit lane entrance as well. That's horrible for Laser. But his luck has finally run out for Laser as well. Obviously, he's been quite lucky with the safety cars coming out and obviously him finishing on the podium. But this time, he's been very unlucky. And I would say probably the first time this season he's been unlucky with that safety car.
And finally, Crossfire Strikes wins a Grand Prix. He was challenging Harry Kane in Monaco, and that's where we saw his true pace. But he crashed out another chicane, did Crossfire Strikes, and returned later towards the Canadian Grand Prix where things didn't go well for him. I remember him taking pole, I think, at the Canadian Grand Prix, but couldn't convert it into a win. And at the Spanish Grand Prix, he was leading, but was in the wrong place at the wrong time because it was 3 abreast, and he got pushed into P4, and Keenan Albarat beat him on the podium. But finally, it's gone the RB's way. Fireblaze, the top 2 are newcomers to the podium with Harry Kane in P3 there, and Blue Rocket, a great race from him, but unfortunately picked himself up a 3-second penalty. And Langfell, we've gone unnoticed this race, up into P5, a quiet race with Rising Star, a great race from him again. Despite having a 3-second penalty, still finished in 6th place with 18th on the grid. But Jensen, a shame for him, and Laser too. The safety car, it just can't get any worse than that, can it?
Like I said, it's just one of those where it can happen, and it has happened, especially for the guys that was trying to go to the end, who stopped early and tried to go to the end, but unfortunately, sometimes you do need a little bit of a look in real F1, and as you can see in league racing as well.
And also, I forgot to mention this, but Owen Mansell, my co-commentator, is streaming on Twitch, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I only just remembered that he's streaming there. So if you want to check his point of view after the race, could compare both of our points of views, let's see what we caught or miss, you can do that. But Twitch is not my platform. I absolutely hate the app. And that's why I love YouTube better, because it's much easier. But Twitch is full of advertisements in important races. There's like the old... it's like the older F1 in real life, where sometimes you get an advert in the middle of a race.
Yes, I do remember when that happened.
I'm going to talk again,
Owen. Yeah, no worries. What Jamie was on about, it was back on when it was on all the way back on ITV, if anyone remembers that. But yeah, like I said, all the top three hasn't been invited to the podium, and I was streaming on Twitch, as Jamie said. That was a bit of an experiment to see if you can obviously extend or expand Speed Force Racing in a way, see if anything happens on Twitch. But on my side, not really much happened. Obviously, I was streaming on my own channel as well, but I had tagged the main stream in my chat to obviously into the YouTube. But yeah, no, thank you everyone who has also commented in YouTube today, and as Harry Kane has also just joined the party, just waiting for the other two to join as well. Obviously, it's totally up to them if they want to join or not. But yeah, no, it's this rotten look for Laser, and obviously Harry Kane gaining more of the advantage in that championship fight, as we are coming towards the end of that season now. Obviously, this is round 16. Obviously, we missed the British Grand Prix. So obviously, Division 2 and Division 3 had just had round 17. This is of course round 16. 18 for Mexico for Division 3 and Division 2, and then round 17 for Division 1. But at the moment, it's still just Harry Kane who has just joined the party, so it seems like another Harry Kane podcast, episode number 4, I think this will be. But yeah. Views underway as well.
I am back, ladies and gentlemen, and have we got our podium interviewers in the party?
Only Harry Kane, old Fireblaze, has just joined now. But yeah, now we got these two in the party. I'm not 100% sure if Crossfire Strikes is going to join, but he has been invited, of course. So yeah, it's totally.
He has got a mic.
You want to start the interviews?
I've spoken to him before. He's definitely got a mic, and I'm sure he wants to speak after getting that fantastic win. And we'll start with. Can you interview Kay, please, Owen?
Harry Kane. Right. Yeah, sure. So, Harry, obviously, you started on those hard compound tyres on the beginning of that Grand Prix. Obviously, with the safety car that came out with the beginning, it didn't really help you. Was he thinking to maybe come into the pit lane to change on those medium compound tyres, or was he just going ahead and just going to try out on these hard compound tyres until your actual scheduled pit stop?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and in the end, I would have had a pit stop anyways after the safety car. So I just stuck on my hard tires because they last long, and yeah, I thought I could be quite competitive on them. A bit unfortunate that the safety car came out that early, because it ruined my strategy again. It's not the first time, and yeah, but I got the podium in the end, after some questionable driving from me and everyone else in the last laps. When it's so close, it's so difficult to drive. Yeah.
Yeah, so what was I going to say? I know obviously you've been pitted on those medium compound tyres, and then you got stuck in some traffic as well. Was he like? I'm guessing you were trying to get past them as soon as he could, but because obviously you weren't thinking that there was another safety car came out. So again, just talk us throughout your second stint. How was that for you on those medium compound tyres?
Yeah, it felt fine. In the middle of a lot of fighting, I had tried to overtake the Mercedes in the second sector, and he lost his rear end, and I couldn't do anything to avoid it. And yeah, we made contact, and we were very close, the cars behind as well. But it worked out in the end for me, and I think Marco as well. But yeah. It's difficult when this safety car that ruins your strategy, and just try to damage its limitations in that second stint.
Yeah, so obviously obviously we've had quite a lot of safety cars in Division 1, pretty much won every race now. Is that now in your mind to going forward that you now pretty much expect to be a safety car in at least in every single race now, and because of that, do you change your strategy up a little bit, or?
Yeah, obviously you have to think about it now that it has happened like the last 6 or 7 races in a row. But the most important is that we keep it clean. We need to have wheel pulls in the middle of the fighting. Need to keep it clean, on track. I was off track some of the times when I was racing, but yeah, it's always strategy. You can't win without it, and but you need pace as well, so it's difficult.
And how are you feeling for? Obviously, we're at Mexico next week, so how are you feeling for that?
Yeah, it's not my favorite track. I think I can do well, but yeah, we will see how it goes.
And just one last thing, obviously. Sorry, Jamie. Just one last question. Obviously, the championship-wise, obviously you and Laser are pretty much the only ones in it now. So, are you with the race results? Are you happy, even though if you finish like I don't know, let's say P13, but Laser finished P14? Would you still be happy with that result, or you're just still trying to do it race by race, and obviously trying to be as consistent as you can?
The thing is that the only thing I want is to win races or get podiums and poles, but yeah. Obviously it's difficult when you have so many good drivers that are competing as well. So even though I'm not in the top 10, I'm happy to finish ahead or right behind Laser. But yeah, I want to win.
That's what we like to hear. Jamie, you got any questions?
So, Matthias, I've got a vague memory about this. So, do you know last season the Mexican Grand Prix, MDJ picked up a 3-second time penalty, and you almost got him with that penalty because you were in a fight with somebody and they held you up so much. When you finally overtook him, it was you versus MDJ, and you couldn't get that gap down to under 3 seconds. It was like a few hundreds towards the line. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
You can see. So hopefully for you that can transpire to that, and yeah, good luck for the next few races, mate, and well done for extending your championship lead ahead of Laser.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, no worries, mate. It's all good, and yeah, well done in your race today. Despite being on the wrong strategy, it played into your hands later on to go to the top compound tyres. We move on to Fire Blaze. Before we start talking, mate, have you got your voice shared?
What? My voice. Yes, yeah. I do. I just turned it on. It should be on there.
Hoe gaat het?
You Dutch?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know that, but I take it that we do have to stay in English, right?
Okay, we'll stay in English then. Fireblaze, can you talk to me what happened at the end of your first pit stop? Because you were in that DRS trade, but when you made a pit stop, you rejoined way behind. So what happened there?
I had to change front wing. When the Ferrari overtook me on the inside, I was pushed out a bit wide, and I think my end plate clipped his side pod, and that gave me damage.
Oh, that's unfortunate there. So, yeah, you were way out of the contention because you were leading the Grand Prix. You must have been very frustrated with that one. But towards this middle stint, you were just hanging around with Harry Kane, trying to get as many places as you could. So P5 was probably the best you could get. But when that safety car came out, and when you saw the top four couldn't pit, I bet you were licking your lips and thinking, I could win this Grand Prix, or try to.
Yeah, I felt very lucky when I just saw the leaders go past the pit entry already, and the safety car was out, so, yeah. And it was very fortunate that the safety car also immediately went back in.
Do you think that...
But,
sorry about that.
Oh, nope. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want to finish your sentence.
Oh, yeah, nah, you go.
No, you go. No, I'm joking. I'll go then. What was I gonna say? I forgot. But Fireblaze. Do you know after the safety car restart, you got stuck behind Draugen and a few other people on all the tires. So do you think if you got past them quicker, do you think that's a possible chance to get a P1 because you only finished about 2 tenths behind them towards the line, even though there was about 2 laps left to go. So does it hurt a bit not getting the win, knowing you could have got it?
Well, yeah, it kind of does. It does feel a bit sour, of course, being so close. But yeah, basically, I kind of had a little bit of a bad restart because I didn't really line it up through the last corner. I was just a bit too hungry, I guess.
And also, your first race was at the Spanish Grand Prix last week as well. You did amazing, but unfortunately, you made. What did you try to go for 2 people in one corner?
No, I was battling with a Kick Sauber. I tried to brake a little bit later than him, but he was already on the limit. So basically what happened was I braked about like 20 to 30 meters too late. So yeah, kind of went down the inside on accident.
Yeah, because you and your teammate were first and second, and you're on the best strategy too, because the hardcore pad tyres could go towards the end while the others were on the mediums. Your teammate won, Nico, but it's still another Williams podium. I think Williams, this has been a good past few days for Williams, because it's been a double Williams podium yesterday, and now we've got another Williams on the podium today. So things are looking very good for Williams so far. And with Fireblaze, your pace has been amazing as well. So does this boost your confidence going into Mexico now?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping to win the next Grand Prix, to be honest.
Ooh.
Maybe go a little step higher.
Well, I hope you do,
we'll
mate.
See. The grid's very competitive.
You finished in P6 in Spain, P2 here in USA. So your third time lucky getting a win?
Maybe. We'll see.
And you and Nico, are you close friends? We read a party together, like in the Spanish Grand Prix, talking about the strategy?
No, I actually never met him.
Oh, I thought you two came from the same esports team, so that's why I thought you two were working together. But yeah, great teamwork from both of you. But yeah, it came off worse for you. But yeah, well done today in the USA Grand Prix. You did a fantastic job overtaking those guys towards the end. And yeah, any other questions to Fireblaze? I don't think he has. But dankjewel, Fireblaze.
Well, thank you as well. Or dankjewel.
Ja, ik spreek je later. Ik spreek je later. Tot ziens.
Tot ziens.
So before we wind the stream off, Owen, you still there, mate? Or are you gone?
I'm still here, mate. Still here, sorry.
Yeah, so
I was on mute. I was like, oh, whoops, yeah, my bad, sorry.
It's okay, mate. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, what a race that was around USA. The USA in Texas COTA always provides some fantastic overtaking. We've seen it in real life. We've seen it in leagues as well. I hope this track doesn't go away because this is one of the best US tracks. Miami and Las Vegas not really been up there for me. But yeah, that's it for me and Owen. And Owen, any final words?
Yeah, so yeah, again, another amazing race. Obviously, it was closer than it was last week. Obviously, with that late safety car, obviously helped that with that. Obviously, Harry Kane extends that championship lead compared to Laser. Quite big as well. Obviously, we saw Laser losing about 7 positions in 1 lap. But yeah, just rotten luck there for him, for Laser. But yeah, Laser needs to start coming back at Harry Kane to keep the championship fight alive, and obviously close as well for him as well. Obviously, but yeah, no, we'll have to find out next week in Mexico. And again, Jamie, thank you very much. It's been brilliant, and I'll see you again next week.
Yeah, so the Mexican Grand Prix is this weekend, and also in SFR as well. So we've got plenty of action in Mexico in terms of real life racing and league racing too. For this weekend, it's not a sprint; it's for normal format. So qualifying on Saturday starts at 10 p.m. and the race is on 8 p.m. like it was in USA. That's the Mexican Grand Prix for you. And also on Monday, the Div 3 race presented by Thomas is on 7:30. Div 2, myself and Libby, sorry, are 7:30 on Tuesday. And Wednesday, myself and Owen Mansell for Div Ball action. And we'll see you all the Mexican Grand Prix. And my final words to you, Owen. Thank you so much, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure again, as I always say every single week. And I really do enjoy commentating with you. And let's hope we can enjoy these last few races together, mate.
Yeah, but who knows what will happen for next season. Obviously, we'll find out obviously when the new season is released and all the grid is sorted. But yeah, no, it's been amazing so far this season to be commentating with you, Jamie. And let's have a good end to it.
Indeed. So we'll see you all at the Mexican Grand Prix this weekend and next week for SFR. Goodbye for now, and take care and enjoy your weekend. Have a good night.